What is up, everybody? It's Adam from ZoinkMeister, and today I'm giving an early impressions video on Control on PS4. Let's dive right in. Just a quick video on early impressions, what I think, how it runs mechanically, this and that, any know-how, anything I feel like you should know, all that fun stuff. So let's dive right in. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go ahead and say about this game is it's good. I like the game. It's cool. As a concept itself, it is a good game. Gameplay is solid mechanically. Very nice. I really like the concept of what's going on, but that's the thing. I'm going to use the term concept quite a bit because this game suffers from a lot of technical difficulties. And specifically, I want to go ahead and point out right now that I am playing on the base PlayStation 4 console, original launch. And I gotta say, this is the first time, and I can't stress it enough, the first time of all the games I've gotten on PlayStation 4 where I feel like this is an actual necessity. I feel like I had to get a PlayStation Pro console for this if I wanted to play on PlayStation, and like that really saddens me. This is the first game in the entire run since the launch of the PlayStation 4 where I actually had to tell myself, like, wow, no, this is legitimately underpowered and I can't run this the way I should. No, I say that specifically because this game features quite a bit of particle effects, some beautiful facial animations, and some just outstanding attention to detail in different kind of like graphical settings and reflections, all that. And I'm afraid that my base PlayStation 4 is having a lot of difficulties keeping up with that. In fact, during some really, I'm going to go ahead and use stinky fights where it's just getting really nice, it's going to chug. I've gotten to as low as like 5 to 10 frames where it looks like, oh man, if you look at this for too long, you can legitimately get some motion sickness. And I feel like that's a big issue. I mean, this is 2019. I feel like the PlayStation 4 is so late in its life cycle that, I mean, other games like God of War, I mean, even the original infamous Second Son that came out the very beginning of the PlayStation life cycle handled particle effects more efficiently. So I feel like that's like a big issue. I feel like it's not just the console itself, but the development cycle for this game, specifically when it comes to the base PlayStation 4 version, may not be all that, you know, technically sound or very tested tested very well to the point where it's been like, you know, bug tested very well. So there is a lot of issues. I also have a lot of issues during cutscenes, in-engine cutscenes, between conversations between people. Sometimes voices will continue to go, dialogue will continue, so will music, but faces will just be stuck. And that's really sad because the facial animations of said in-engine cutscenes are usually really nice. Like, they look really good. They look like legitimate cutscenes, like out of engine, but you can tell they're still running on the same like architectural fundamentals that really give it that in-engine look. And it sours it. It really does. Again, these are all like technical and graphical issues. The game itself is solid. I've only had one game-breaking bug in which I was just playing and boom, nope, I got the warning from PlayStation, kicked me out to the home screen. There's been critical failure. As soon as I booted up the game, it said I had data corruption, and luckily I had a very recent backup from about 10 minutes before on my PlayStation that was able to rerun it. So I actually didn't lose much data, but for the most part, I was really bummed out that happened at all. I wasn't even doing much. I wasn't like in battle. I was actually just traveling by foot to the next mission, and it just kicked me out. So that was kind of unsettling. But as far as that goes, that's basically all the game-breaking bugs. The everything else is just like mechanical issues. I feel like I've heard that they're not present on the PC or the PlayStation 4 Pro or Xbox One X version, so I'm assuming it's just the underpowered PlayStation Pro underpowered base PlayStation and or the base Xbox One that'll probably have issues with this game. But for the most part, graphical, technical, nothing mechanical. The game's pretty sound. I like it. And not only that, the game features something that I feel like a lot of games don't really feature, and that's an interesting hidden back lore. They don't explain a lot of the lore that goes into building this universe, but what they do show is so interesting that it makes you hunger for more. So the more bits and trickles of like little information you get, you just want to build this kind of, I don't know, a world in your head of what's going on, trying to piece the pictures together. You get case files, and there's not many games where I feel like, dang, I really want to read every single one of this, not because I have to, but because I want to. I want to see where all this is going, because it's kind of like a X-Files sci-fi fantastic masterpiece of like man, what is this? What's happening? All these things are like, these different powered instruments or objects of power, they call them. Like, what is their backstory? There seems to always be these crazy incidents that are all covered up by the Federal Bureau of Control. They're just really interesting backlore, and it's not even all that given. I'm really excited. I haven't really had this much fun in a game that didn't give you that much information since Breath of the Wild. I don't remember when that game first came out, and we didn't really know what the new lore of Zelda, what was going on or why the world had been destroyed. So when you first start that game, seeing like the towns and stuff, and seeing like old stuff that was from Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess, and seeing them like, man, what happened to this place? Like, we don't have much information, but the backdoor of what could have happened or did happen is really interesting. And I don't know, I think that's really important, that more games should do that, I feel. And it's just something that if you like intriguing games, the writing of this game and the direction is just really interesting. Expanding on the mechanical stuff I was saying earlier, I really like the physics of this game. Everything, for the most part, can be picked up or thrown, or you can like move it by bumping into it. It's like it doesn't have like a chunky physics engine. It seems to actually have like a really nice. It's still like video gamey. It's not like ultra realistic, but it's to the point where it's like, oh yeah, no, everything feels nice. You hide behind a barricade and someone launches a rocket at it, and it actually like blows up. Like every single barricade seems to be destructible. The whole environment seems to be destructible, and that's really nice. I really like it. Other than that, I actually like the main character, Jessie Faden. I think the way they wrote her as someone that's more human, even though it's in this very extremely bizarre sci-fi world, the fact that you're still able to relate because she seems so normal, so down to earth, is really fantastic and intriguing, and I just really like it. That's about all I can muster up without really spoiling things. It's a really interesting game. I'm sure by the gameplay that you've seen of me playing that there is probably going to be some chug if you're playing on the base PlayStation 4. Other than that, let's just summarize it real quick. The game's great in terms of mechanical, dialogue, and intrigue. The game is okay when it comes to, technical issues. It's not unplayable, but you will see some chugging. Actually, something I forgot to mention is sometimes it just appears like the anti-aliasing done by the game will just turn off, and some people will be just really jagged, and like specifically NPCs, they'll just be really jagged for a moment, but then it'll clear up. But it's just like a lot of texture issues. But that basically sums up my first impressions. I really highly recommend this. I'm going to try to platinum it, and I'll probably put out a review and platinum video later down the line. But thanks for watching. If you have anything to comment down below, as always, go ahead and drop it in. Remember to like and subscribe if you liked the video. As always, go ahead and check out all of our other videos. I know Patrick's running a nice couple series right now. I'm trying to jump back into the series I'm running with him, and I will also try to finish the Tekken series by the time this video goes out. I should have probably the next 2 episodes. So thank you so much. As always, you've been awesome. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. ZoinkMeister.